The asshole for calling my mother-in-law out for excluding only me on the family girls trip. So I get along with my mother-in-law most of the time, but sometimes me and her clash. The only relevant time we've had issues was a few years ago when we were on a family vacation and we got into a massive fight. The long and short of it was I ended up missing an important family dinner at the restaurant my mother-in-law and father-in-law met at. Usually when I'm on vacation, I don't like to schedule stuff out and just explore and have fun. So I got distracted and missed dinner. Last week, I learned that my mother-in-law and all of my sister-in-laws are going on a trip to California this summer. Apparently, they planned this since last year, and I was specifically left out of all of the planning. My sister-in-law said that the reason my mother-in-law chose not to invite me was because of the fight we had about that dinner years ago. I'm the kind of person who likes to deal with things head on. No petty bullshit, so I called my mother-in-law up last night.
Good.
She at first said it was not personal, that she wanted to plan a bunch of activities over the week in California and knew I was not the one for long planned itineraries. I said that that was crap because I could come and still hang out with them at the beach and hotel while going to the planned stuff I chose. She then said she was not going to pay for a flight and hotel for me just to, quote, choose to stand up everyone. Things got heated really quickly, and she ended up telling me that she swore to herself never to pay for another of my trips after ruining her anniversary trip like I did, just because I'm selfish and can't be bothered to do things other people want to do. This was complete bullshit, and I called her on it. We ended up fighting, and I hung up. I texted all of my sister-in-laws telling them I'm completely disgusted. They all would leave me out of this just because mother-in-law has a petty grudge against me and cannot stop being a control freak for 5 seconds. Today, I woke up to text after text telling me to grow up and that she was not the only one who didn't want me there.
Oh.
My husband supports me 100%, but apparently he got chewed out by mother-in-law today, and he said now he's staying out of it. So now I'm starting to wonder if calling her out like this was too far and that I should have been the bigger person. I don't know though. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole because I, quote, didn't do enough to discourage my daughter from using OnlyFans? I, 47 female, am a single mom. When my daughter, now 21 female, was 18, I found out she had an OnlyFans account by accidentally walking in on her taking photos of herself. I was very angry and shocked. But once I got a bit more cool-headed, I realized that I probably wouldn't be able to stop her even if I tried. I sat her down and tried to explain what my concerns were and how she should give this decision a lot of thought. But I emphasized that I would still love and support her even if she decided to continue. Since she was old enough to make decisions for herself, I felt a lot of sympathy for her because as a single mother, I wasn't able to provide for her the nice life she deserved growing up. We were living in a one-bedroom apartment for many years, frequently skipping on meals to make ends meet. The few $100 extra in her pocket every month from OnlyFans made a real difference to her happiness. She was able to go out with her friends to concerts, buy nicer clothes and makeup, and didn't have to work her weekend job. When the pandemic hit and OnlyFans exploded in popularity, she went from making a few $100 a month to a few thousand. Over those months, OnlyFans became a full-time career for her. When restrictions eased up, she started performing hardcore content, and with her newfound money, was able to afford a lavish, by my standards at least, style of living. She rented a nice place of her own, partied a lot, and seemed to be enjoying her life. Last week, she showed up at my place in tears. She was broke, and she admitted that she'd developed a drug problem. She screamed at me, telling me I'd ruined her life and that I should have stopped her from using OnlyFans when she was 18. She called me irresponsible, lazy for not making more money so that she wouldn't have had to turn to OnlyFans, and a horrible mother. She told me that every relationship she ever cared about ended when the guy found out what she did for a living, and that I shouldn't have, quote, stood by applauding while she ruined her life. Her comments really hurt me, and I've been crying nonstop for the past week pretty much. I'm torturing myself with these thoughts, and I just want to know where I stand. I'm worried I let my daughter down, and that she's right. I am a terrible mother, but I also feel intensely angry at her. Like, I'll go crazy unless I scream, "I told you so," and "you didn't listen" at her. Was I an asshole mother, or should I be justifiably angry about how she's handled her life?
Oh, that makes my heart hurt. That the fact that was posted 5 hours ago, too.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is moms are doing their best. Everyone thinks that even when you're growing up, you're like, my mom knows everything. They don't. They're doing the best they can. So I really don't think she's the asshole in this situation.
I think you need to be stern as an adult, as a parent, like looking at your child, even though they're 18. Yes, they're an adult. I don't think if she would have been sterner, or maybe if she could have been sterner, that it would have made a difference.
Yeah.
No.
So I think it would have severed the relationship even more.
I agree.
And I think what you need to do right now, instead of focusing on if you're an asshole or not, and if you caused this or not, is get your daughter help.
Am I in the wrong because I, 38 female, don't want to take my stepson 9 on vacation? My husband, 39, and I have been married for 5 years. We have 2 children of our own, both girls, aged 5 and 2. I also have a son, 10, from a previous marriage, but I was widowed. My husband's ex is barely involved in my stepson's life at all. They got divorced when stepson was 2, and his ex wanted a fresh start. So my husband did the decent selfish thing and had complete custody of their son, even though he wanted shared custody. I got a bonus at work and I really want to go on vacation with just my family just once. We've been on family vacations all together lots of times, but just once I want to spend my money going on vacation where I'm not looking after someone else's kid. I want stepson to stay with his mom while we go on vacation. My husband sees my point of view and is okay with it. I don't think I'm being unreasonable at all. My mom found out what I was planning and said that I'm being a complete a-hole. These are the reasons that she says that I could be an a-hole. 1. My mom says that if the stepson's mom isn't properly involved in his life, I should be more involved in his life to compensate. I think that this is a completely unfair expectation. 2. She also says that I'm being a hypocrite taking my son, but I think that is totally different because my son doesn't have another parent. I'm all he's got. If stepson's mom won't take him just for once, obviously he'll come on vacation with us. But I don't think that I'm an a-hole to ask if I can have a vacation with my own family just one time. It's not like I hate stepson or something. He's a nice kid. He's just not mine. So, am I in the wrong?
Sometimes I really feel like a child because why is this funny to me? Am I wrong for being annoyed that my husband pisses in a water bottle at night? As the title states, my husband pees in bottles at night to avoid leaving the room. A little backstory. This is something I've asked him not to do numerous times. We also currently don't sleep in the same room as I am 37 weeks pregnant and he snores. So we've just been separated for ease of sleep at this point. And long story short, I found out he urinated in a few bottles while sleeping in our baby's nursery. So I asked him politely to please not do that and just get up and use the restroom 2 steps from the bedroom. But he claims he'll wake up the dogs, which in turn will wake me up, and he doesn't want to disrupt my sleep. And again, I told him I would prefer he went to the bathroom and not urinate in bottles in our soon-to-be baby's room. I really don't think it's too much to ask. Am I wrong for being annoyed that my husband pisses in water bottles at night? He claims that he'll wake up the dogs, which in turn will wake me up, and he doesn't want to disrupt my sleep. But I told him I would prefer he goes to the bathroom and not urinate in bottles in our soon-to-be baby's room. I really thought we'd gotten over it, but this morning I went to turn off the sound machine as he already went to work. That's when I found an emptied bottle that clearly once had urine in it. That's when I sent him a rage text saying that I've asked him not to do it and it's disgusting. He genuinely seems to think that he's doing me a favor by not getting up at night. But the dogs bark regardless and my sleep is shit at this point in pregnancy anyway. And also, he doesn't see the problem if he's dumping it out in the morning. I argued that I get my happy pregnant self up to use the bathroom too, so I'm at a loss. Top comment says, your husband is disgusting and I would quite literally leave a man over this. Am I wrong for telling my sister that her son is only special to her? I, female 26, have 3 older siblings, but this is about my oldest sister, Abby, female 37. Abby has a 5-year-old son and I have a 1-year-old daughter. Unfortunately, Abby dealt with years of fertility issues and had probably 10 plus miscarriages. Then she had her son, and of course, he was Abby's miracle rainbow baby. We were all so happy for her, but then it led to Abby spoiling her son and letting him get away with everything. Because to her, he's a miracle and he's so special. And as a result, everyone has just bit their tongue when it comes to her son and certain behaviors. Fast forward to Saturday when I had my daughter's first birthday party. It was mostly family and a few close friends were invited, and I did invite Abby and her son because I would have felt bad excluding them. We had so many different activities for the kids to do, but Abby's son liked none of them. And he was upset the presents weren't for him. Am I wrong for telling my sister that her son is only special to her? We had so many different activities for the kids to do, but Abby's son liked none of them. He was also upset that none of the presents were for him, and he didn't even want any of the food we had. He then decided to try and push the cake off the table because apparently he was mad the cake wasn't his. I got super upset at Abby for allowing her son to act this way, and she just went on to say that her son is special. So I said her son is only special to her, which is understandable. But to everybody else, he's a spoiled brat which shouldn't be overlooked because he's a miracle baby. That's when Abby called me the B word and left crying. Now I have family members in my ear, just a few, saying that I'm wrong because I've never dealt with a miscarriage, so I don't understand how hard it was for her. It's not that I don't realize her son is special to her, but it doesn't give the excuse for Abby to allow him to be a spoiled brat. Am I wrong?